In this video, I'm going to show you the simplest way to indicate which part of a graphic has hotspots. So what I've done is I've opened this map of the University of Victoria in Fireworks, and of course it could be any image, and of course it could be any of a dozen graphics programs, but I'm using Fireworks. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to select the rectangle tool from the toolbox on the side. And the settings are very important here. The first setting, and I've already placed them, is I'm going to make sure that the fill is set to none, because I just want what's called the stroke, that is the outline. And this icon tells me that the stroke color is red and the thickness of the stroke is going to be 3 pixels. So let's suppose I just wanted to do Clarihue, and I am going to just draw out a little rectangle, roughly that size, and that's it, right on top of the original image. And I'm going to do a preview, and I may want to bring this down in size, but I'm just going to export it out, and I'm going to call this New Clarihue. The name, of course, doesn't matter. And I've saved it inside a folder that I'm working on in Dreamweaver. So I'm just going to hide that. And here I've got a page that I've already opened and saved in Dreamweaver. And just to clear some space, I'll get rid of, doesn't really matter, but I will get rid of whatever is in the content div. And I'm going to insert that image. And it's this one right there. And I'm going to give it a name, Map of UVic. And there it is. There's my map of UVic, and it's got a rectangle around the Clarihue building. Now, of course, I could have added other rectangles around other objects or buildings on the UVic campus, but one will make the point. And I'm just going to do what we did before. I'm going to come down to the Properties Inspector, and I'm going to select, because I've selected a graphic, the Property Inspector changes to show that it is a graphic, and I'm going to select a image map hotspot, that little rectangle one, and just as we did before, we get a little notice that says put in something for accessibility. And just as we did before, remember we have to go to the code view to add it, and because we've selected our hotspot already, when we in design view, when we come to code view, it's highlighted, and now we're just going to insert a sprite tooltip. And we're just going to change its content like that. Save everything. Now, in fact, I've been working a little bit, so I have already saved the Spry assets that are needed. Otherwise, if I hadn't been saving them, Spry would have told me that it was going to save the tooltip CSS file and the tooltip JS file. But now I'm just ready to go into my browser, and as you can see, when I mouse over the hotspot, the tooltip appears. And of course, you could change the content in many different ways, and you can also format or give a style to the tooltip content div, the one that's popping up. And that's it. It's very simple. The only problem with it is that if you want to add things, you have to go back to the graphic each and every time. So it may not be a deal breaker, but there are other ways of doing this that I think are going to give you more flexibility.